We back up in this bitch.
If they wanted to take it outside in the parking lot, the ex-wife and her homegirl would have been well within her right to put a little beat down on the mistress.
Oh my God, I just want to get on this mic and talk to my girl.
And we still got some fucking ninjas out here that don't know no better.
How dare you? You think that it's appropriate to take a woman, a young woman who is still a minor, and put her in front of the congregation to apologize?
Him, he just a ninja. I mean, he was cheating from the door. She said it. He didn't give a shit about nobody but himself.
We might find out some shit tomorrow that we had no idea. So I'm just gonna sit and wait.
Listen, something don't smell right to me, but I'm gonna mind my business. But I'm not, because I want to know what y'all think.
So stop acting like, oh, we're not taking handouts. Bitch, you are a handout. You taking our money.
Hey. Welcome to Three Aunties and a
Hi.
Mic, the podcast about grown folks ish. I am your girl V with the T. I have with me Weekday with the everyday drama and Miss Bookworm with the read. What's up, ladies? Happy New Year.
Welcome 2026. My new year is going to start in spring.
Why you say
That's
that?
what because it's the smack dab in the middle of the winter. I like to start the new year once we come out of hibernation, the flowers bloom, everything has been reset, rejuvenated, and it's my birthday, so that's my new year. I'm a spring kid. So, yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Happy 2026, though.
Yes,
I'll
I'm
go
so glad
along
to
with
see
that calendar.
2026, y'all. Listen, I mean, 2025 came with a lot of blessings. I'm not even going to front, but it was just a
Okay.
long, exhausting year. And
Well, so far,
I'm looking forward to
2026 has been a
2026.
long year.
It
2026 has
has.
been a long year. These past
I'm
6 days has been majorly long.
You ain't lied. You ain't lied. But I'm excited
God.
about 2026 because I am turning 50 this year. I'm a 76 baby. And
Ooh.
I'm turning 50. Y'all don't even know, like, I think you do know. Like, since I was
I
7
know.
years old, I have always wanted to be 50. It is like
Okay.
always. And I think because when I was young and I would see like older women, they always had this like way about them. They didn't care. They just, said whatever they wanted to say. They just had so
Yeah.
much confidence.
No
And I was
filter.
like,
No.
oh my gosh, I cannot wait to be that classy and confident. And so I'm so excited. So I'm
And
super
I
excited that
think
2026 is here.
I also think that 50 is not the same 50 we thought about as well, because I specifically remember my dad turning 40 and we bought all kinds of decorations and little cups and mugs, and it all said over the hill. And as soon as you
Mhm.
turned 40, you were considered over the hill. And I'm like, damn, here it is. I turned 40. I have a newborn in my hands. Like, that's what I was doing at 40. Wasn't nobody over the hill. So I think my outlook on 50 back then was a different look. And I think
Mhm.
50 is a lot more glamorous when you get here.
Yes.
It's a lot more glamorous. It's a lot more freeing. I feel free to say a lot more, less filtered, say what's on my mind. Boundaries have been set by this time. Peace has been sought by this time. Comfort has set in by this time, and you will do and say whatever it is to say to keep it that way. So it's kind of cool over here. Yeah, I
Yes.
like it.
It looks like we lost Weekday, so we're trying to get her back in, and then we're gonna get this party started.
Yes. What did you do for New Year's?
Um, I didn't do much of anything. So I've been sick since Thanksgiving. I've been
Mm-hmm.
sick the entire holiday season.
It's a
So
nasty one going around.
yeah, so I
Yeah.
wasn't feeling well. So I got up enough energy. So church was at 8:30, from 8:30 to 10:30. So I got dressed at 7 to leave the house at
Oh,
8. So because I wasn't feeling well, but I really wanted to go to church.
okay.
So I got myself dressed. I sat here. 8 o'clock came, got in the car, drove to the church. Y'all would have thought Prince came back alive and was holding a concert.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
When I tell you it was wrapped around the building,
Oh
and I had
yeah.
said to my daughter, maybe we should leave a little earlier because we have three different campuses, but they were all coming to the main campus where we go. And
That's
I was
what
like,
it
maybe
is.
we and they were having two services. So one was 8:30 and one was 10:30.
Right.
So we finally got into the parking lot. He was like, ma'am, ain't nowhere else to park. I said, well, can I just park on the grass? He was like, yeah, go ahead. So I'm proud of myself. Okay, we got us a park. We gonna do this.
Uh-oh.
Girl, we get up there. They was like, yeah, the overflow is full. Everything full. So I just got back in
Did
my
they
car,
have
went on home.
streaming options?
So I did. I streamed it when I got back to the house.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah.
Because they had the
Streaming.
gym open, but they didn't have the gym open for street. I don't think they realized that many people were going to be there for the first one. So they had the overflow, but the
Oh,
gym you could go into the gym and sit for the 10:30, like so that you wouldn't have to go try to park again. But they didn't have like TVs or anything set up. So I just went back home, and by the time I got back to the house, he was preaching. So I got my little word
right.
in, and then listen. When I tell
Okay.
y'all I was asleep by
Yeah.
9:45, 10 o'clock, I haven't been feeling well, but so I didn't
Right,
really,
right.
do anything extra. But I did want to listen. Sick as I was, I've been sick since November. I said I got to get me some church or something in here. Let me try to make it to service. I
Right,
need God
right,
to,
right.
I need some miracles. So, but I think everybody had that same thought. Like, listen, let me
Yeah,
go to church.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so that's all I really did. Normally, I try to do something fun, get out, or at least stay up until midnight. But I was too out of it to even attempt to do that. I didn't even reply to nobody's
Right.
text messages. I don't even think I talked to anybody on New Year's Day.
I know I don't. Well, I once I have, because all the important people are in the house and they know how to contact me from my aunties, they got the backup
Right,
number. I put that down and I was living off the iPad because I know I can't respond to that doesn't come through on my iPad. I lived off my iPad. That's why I'm coming in here all showing off with a full charge on my phone today. My phone is I am used to putting the phone down. I had
yeah,
2 weeks to do and I savored every minute of it. I was like,
I know
nope.
that's
But
right.
I still had the iPad for backup just to keep in the know and play my games and things like that. But yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
So what's up,
weekday.
weekday? Glad to see
Hey
you back.
guys, how
What
are
you been up
you?
to?
It's good.
Good.
Life is okay.
I like your hair. You
Oh,
got it in
thanks.
the twists.
Yeah, I twisted it today. I colored it and
I like
twisted
when
it.
you twist it.
And
Yeah, I like it in
yeah,
twists.
It
thanks.
looks good. You
You do
colored it
your own
yourself?
color? Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah, I
gonna
did
say.
my
You
own
do
color.
your own
Hmm.
color?
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh
Well, I need
shit,
to
I'm
man.
actually go
scared.
to a salon. I think I want them to make sure that they get to those roots. But
Mhm.
Right.
today I
I
just
I
said,
would never
listen,
be
I
able.
needed. Listen, I will always, and I tell people this long time ago, my mom's girlfriend, God rest her soul, she used to say, I will live in a Miss Clairol bottle until the day I die. And she
My
ain't never told a
grandmother.
lie. I will
That was my
definitely always
grandmother.
have my hair colored. I don't care because the gray doesn't come in well. It comes up here and then it
Yeah, my
spots, and
grays
I'm
don't
like,
come in
mm-mm.
well either. Mm-mm. I
It's,
found out how my grays were coming in because um I was letting more of my roots grow because I wanted a
mm-hmm,
different color scheme going up. And with me and my stylist, she said, "Oh, your grays just Yeah, this don't
Mm-mm.
this is splotchy. I said, oh, believe me, believe
It
me, and
doesn't
we
fit me
won't know
well.
how splot. No, now I would love to
Mm-mm.
have it once it all comes in, but the way it's
Mm-hmm.
coming in is raggedy. So yeah, I get exactly what you mean. Yeah, it's like
No, no.
what? Mm-mm.
Well, I would let it come in. I personally am not afraid of the gray. It's not that. It's just the
Right,
way it comes in just looks off. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna let somebody else handle that because that's just not for me. So from that time on, I just said, listen, pick a blonde, pick a brown, do something
and
else,
go
but
with it.
never. Yeah.
Yeah.
But life has been
Yeah.
life. And I mean, New Year's Day, if anybody saw my video, I said, I'm having foursomes this year. It's gonna be me, Max, and Ben and Jerry's. That's how we started off the year. That's how
All
we going.
right. What's your
That's
Yeah,
flavor?
funny.
huh? I
What's your
usually do
flavor?
Cherry Garcia
Uh-huh.
non-dairy. They have it in the non-dairy, so I don't have to worry about taking a lactate pill.
Right,
And I'm
right.
good. They usually do it in the almond milk. So, and that's what I did. Me, Max, and Ben and Jerry, we got down on the get down on New
Good,
Year's Eve.
good.
I mean, it's surprisingly I was up. I normally am
Hmm.
not up on New Year's Eve. I mean, I feel about New Year's Eve is that, people, years ago, people said, oh, I'm going to make some, traditions and what. Screw that shit. Screw that shit. You ain't making new traditions. I kept my old traditions, which was clean my house, wash all them clothes in my house. But for the most part, you know, I I've learned throughout the years is that sometimes being alone is the best thing I could ever have. And this year
Child,
was
you ain't.
probably one of the biggest years.
We
Where
are
I just felt
Tauruses.
like
We love it. We
I
love
love it.
alone
I
time.
love my Yeah, I love
Girl.
my own time. I didn't have to do
Yes.
anything. Nobody's like begging to say, "Oh, I want to eat
Ooh.
this. What you want to do? Where we going? What we want to look at?" Listen, I sat with Max. Max don't talk. He don't ask for much, but he just sat in my lap. And Ben and Jerry's was not demanding shit, but for me to scoop that spoon down in that ice cream, and that's all I needed.
Good for you.
And
Good for you.
it made my New Year's. I'm gonna be honest with you. I really, I didn't feel that kind of like, oh my God, I wish somebody was around. I sent my Happy New Year's. That's why V is saying she wasn't awake for him. I sent my Happy New Year's, and then I took my happy ass to bed.
I was
I
I
mean,
think the
and normally I'm up. A lot of times I go
yeah,
out.
you are. Yeah. Oh, do
Yeah, I'm
you?
up and I
No,
go
I don't.
out.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I've done
I
both.
stopped
It
that
has
years
to be
ago.
something controlled. Not I'm not
I'm
out
scared.
just out in the
I'm
yeah. It has to
always
be like
scared. I'm a scary ass.
yeah, like it
Yeah.
has to be like
Yeah.
when I
If
lived
it
in
ain't
Virginia, I
church,
had that
I'm not
members.
going nowhere.
It's like that members only club that I belong to in
Oh
Virginia.
yeah,
Like they would have something, so I would go to that. Go to church. But
that is it.
I was always staying up and participating. I'd be dancing to the little concerts they be having on. Y'all know how I do. I ain't do none of that this year. Mm-mm.
I was in the
I was
house. I
sick,
was.
sick, sick.
I was in the house. I
It was
wasn't sick.
only
Thank
one of
God.
the five of us was out, and it happened to be the youngest damn one. I'll be darned. She had a house
Uh,
party to go to, and I was like, okay,
okay.
but the parents, we met the parents, walked her inside. They assured us everything, and it was very small. She said it was only like ten of them.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, okay. And the parents, said that if they didn't mind, if none of the other parents mind, that they could all bring in the new year. And then they could be picked up anytime after, 12 o'clock. I told her, I'll be there 12:15. Look for me. 12:15. Huzzy, get up and get out. Come on, Heifer. Come
Right.
on.
What you say? It's
That's
time to go
funny.
home and go to bed.
Yes,
Yes.
I want
Call
to
it a
get off
night.
this road,
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's go. But and then all
Cause
of
you
us
don't want to
went to
be
pick
out
her
there.
up. No, all of us went to pick her up. Like her brother drove, and my husband and I rode in the car with them. So I was like, okay, now let's go home. Let's go home. Everybody go to bed. Do
That's
We had a
whatever.
good
funny.
time.
That's it.
So
Yes.
listen, like Bookworm said, this has been the longest 6 days
Whew.
Longest year
Ever.
ever.
I mean, there
Listen,
is so much to talk about, ladies, coming back off of our break. I mean, it's just been it's like they just
And
hit
it's all
the
new.
ground running.
It's all current.
Yes.
It's all current. We can't
Yes.
even talk about what happened over the break because that shit is old.
All right, so the one thing I do want to say, because I think we talked about this last time we recorded,
Yeah.
was the Tamar and the Medicis situation.
Yes. Yes. That was
Now,
hot.
Medicis did come out and say that, him and Lord Jesus, what's the child's
Tamar.
Yandy.
name?
Oh,
Yeah,
Yandy. I'm sorry.
Yandy.
You're right.
Yandy.
Weekday.
Him
Yep.
and Yandy are not together anymore. They were never married. We kind of already knew that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But I'm gonna say this, and Tamar is like, y'all owe me an apology. Y'all need to Venmo me and cash at me. Listen, I'm gonna mention this real quick because we did talk about it and give y'all a follow up. I'm not apologizing for shit. You still didn't need to be all up on that woman's man. I don't care whether or not they were never married. I don't care whether or not they broke up. You still was out there doing something you ain't had no business doing. And I'm gonna stand on that.
And
So
she controlled the narrative. She was
yes,
controlling and letting a
Agreed.
narrative go that shouldn't have been happening. So, a
exactly.
lot of that behind the scenes and never coming to the defense of people that had nothing to do with, her injuries and all of
Yep.
that. And you brought us into this. You woke up that morning and came and told us that you almost died the night before and that your mouth is all messed up, but then you didn't follow up and say, well, what happened? So you should have never said anything. You take us out the group text. Take us out the
Exactly.
chat, Tamar, because we
Forever.
no.
Forever.
Yes, you're right.
Forever.
You're
I'm
right.
so over these people just sucking up our time with their bullshit and nonsense. Take us out the chat forever, girl. I don't care who you fucking, who you not fucking, who gonna fuck you, who's gonna fuck your finger, who gonna fuck your eyes. I don't
But
care.
don't mess up
I don't
nobody
care if
else's brand.
let me tell you
Right.
something. I don't care if you miss all your goddamn teeth and got to go in
You
and get
know?
some surgery. I don't care. But please, I really don't think that we now know that you really are not a true friend to
Right.
anybody but yourself.
That part.
And that's all I'm going to
Say
say
it.
about you.
That
That
part.
how
That's it. The
at this
narrative.
point in
Right.
time, the narrative is that you're not a friend to anybody but yourself. You're self-serving, and I hope that the people that were around you would think about the friendships as they move on to 2026, how they move from this point on, because you wouldn't be somebody I would consider a friend when you bring other people in your nonsense, and then you're talking about apology. You owe a whole bunch of people apologies.
Right. Right.
You don't owe us
Because
the
there was
public apology, but you had a lot of people that was at that event, and a lot of people that you put into this mess that was not fair to them, and you just
It
thought
agreed.
they
really
were
wasn't.
lesser than you. So that's how I feel about it.
And they had
Yeah, agreed.
brands to protect themselves,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that's not
Mhm.
cool. That's not cool at all. So,
So let's get into this hot topic of 2026. And I can't believe we even
ooh,
talking about this. Let's go there. So Jamal Bryant's wife,
hmm
I don't know her name. Y'all know I don't never got no names. Y'all know I ain't never prepared, but whatever.
Carrie. I'm
There you
sorry,
go.
I should
That's her
have known.
name. That's her
Carrie.
name.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she wore a dress to it was some type of banquet, I believe.
Mm,
And the dress had, some lines that were kind of like pointing towards the JJ area. And it was kind of I guess kind of lacy, but it had underneath it
a
was another
nude, yeah.
layer, but it was a
hmm
nude color. So this has gotten too much attention, in my opinion, way too much attention. Um, that she shouldn't be wearing that as a pastor's wife. This other pastor
Shit.
got in the middle of his sermon, decided to
Yup.
talk about Jamal Bryant's wife and told us that he got her out there looking like a $2 whore.
And you
And
know what? Sidebar: Jamal, sorry, needs to hold up to his name and go see him.
yep,
You
yep,
need to go pay old dude a visit. But go ahead,
yep.
because you can't.
Um,
What? I'm going to show
no.
you.
And then he tried to fix it and say, "Well, I'm not calling her that. I'm just saying
uh,
that's how he got her out here looking." No, that's what you
Tomatoes,
called her.
tomatoes,
Right. That's what you called
tomatoes.
her. And you are sitting here in a room full of people that are here to get
Yep.
the word of Christ, and you over here talking about some other man's wife. I digress.
That he, that
Anyway,
he's lusting after.
exactly. So, my question to y'all is one, was the dress appropriate for the occasion? Was the dress appropriate as a pastor's wife? Um, if she wasn't a pastor's wife, would your answer be different? Or, what's your take on it? Y'all already know what I think.
I'm gonna tell you the truth.
Oh, and wait,
Um,
wait, wait, wait. I'm gonna add to this because the other thing that we didn't get a chance to talk about, because I think it happened during the break,
Mm-hmm.
was the other Dr. Bryant.
I was getting ready to mention her. Yes, yes,
Yes, and her attire that she wore, was it Jeezy's event?
yeah.
Like
Jesus
it was like an
The
concert.
concert, the
Yeah,
it was like a
concert in
yeah,
symphony
Vegas.
orchestra
yeah.
type event that she
Yep.
wore to his concert, and people feeling like it was inappropriate as a psychologist, I guess, or for her to be out there like that, and she telling us and teaching us what to do and how to do things, and then she out here, you know, as they called it, flaunting all her stuff for a man's attention. All right, go ahead. Let me know what y'all think about that too, while we at it.
Okay, yeah. I was gonna mention her in response to Carrie Bryant is her
Hmm.
name, Doctor, and I think isn't she was a pastor at point too. Um, Let me just say this: if you want to do that, that's up to you. I'm gonna say this. Let's get past this pastor wife thing, okay? Because this is not his first wife, right? He got plenty of kids, and he's been spreading it high and low and everywhere else. So, in in
Preach.
my in my determination, personally, I didn't think she looked great in it in the first place. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I didn't think her body was really bodying, but that's up to her what she wants to wear, and that's the attire her husband picked for her. I don't know if the event was the best event to go to dressed like that. I'm gonna be really honest. Wasn't this
Do you know? I don't know what the event
a
was. Was it?
I think it was the college fund. I think it was the college fund as I remember. Let me see.
Yeah, they raised a
I'll
bunch
go
of
back and
money.
look
Child,
as much money for the.
I had them going
For,
to the Critics' Choice Award.
no, they weren't going to. They were not going to no award. This was
No, it
around
was like
raising money for
it was some type of,
HBCUs.
yeah, it was like some type of
Yeah,
fundraising banquet type
Gotcha.
event.
banquet.
And I
Yeah,
Oh,
think it
yeah,
was I think it
which
was
doesn't
for
change my
it was for a
opinion, but
college.
go ahead.
Yeah.
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 So for that, I would say,
And
really,
they
when you
raised a ton of
appropriate
money,
dress,
but that didn't get
yeah.
nobody paid
No,
attention to
they didn't
that because
pay
the
attention
dress
to that.
overshadowed it.
That's what.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I will say that was it appropriate for the event you were at? I don't think so. I I thought you were raising money for kids, not slutting on the streets. But like I said, I'll take this as what I see it to be.
Lord Jesus.
I mean, I do like some of the things that Jamal Bryant says, but we know his proclivity. Okay, is that a good word to use? Let me use a $10,000 word. We know how he handles with all these different relationships in these women. So I don't think, and he went and preached about the fact I brought the dress. I wanted my wife to look that way, so forth and so on. And ladies and gentlemen, if you have not noticed how the church is running now, we don't see nobody dressed all the way up with their something all the way up to their neck, looking like Little House on the Prairie. We just don't see that anymore in terms of the wives of these pastors. And I'm not just talking about his wife. We don't see that. We've seen people say things about, Oh, I think one of the pastors had a 50th birthday and how his wife was dancing with him. Listen, I think y'all too much in the business of what's going on in their business, and what we forgot is about church, right? And what church is, it's about God. So I don't really care what his wife has on. I'll be honest with you. Do I think it was appropriate? I don't know if it was appropriate for the event. I thought y'all were raising money, like I said, unless you were just, hooking out there and trying to get money the way you were dressed to raise more money. I don't understand it. Now the other doctor, I was always told, and I still believe this, that women dress for other women. So men, I want y'all to stop this. Women dress to let other women know, I know I got it going on. Now, if men want to stalk that, that's up to them. If she wants to show her goodies out in the street and not keep it closed up, again, she's a grown ass woman. She can make those determinations. I did not buy that dress for her. I did not, I don't, I had nothing to do with how she wears. Do I think it was for the concert? It's a little over the top when I looked at her other friends and how they were dressed. Like I can understand if you put your slut wear on and your friends put your slut wear on. That's what we used to do, right? Back in the day. I think at her big old age, she may be a little too old for the slut wear look. But again, those are determinations you make as a grown woman. And you make them on your own. And if she felt as though she didn't seem like she was insecure in what she was wearing. Like I've seen
Mm-mm.
people wear things that were inappropriate and they were pulling and tugging and whatever. She wasn't doing that. So she was very confident in the outfit she picked and how she looked, and whatever was pursuing to other people and how they felt about it. It's really none of your damn business. What does her being a psychologist or psychiatrist have to do with how she dressed? People, we're bigger than, and this is the thing. Nobody's going around looking like a nun these days. So
Nope.
we all need to stop this lying to ourselves that, your church mothers are supposed to look like nuns. They don't. And that, people that are professionals, like we see doctors and lawyers out in other spaces, that they might want to feel good about themselves and feel like that's the way they feel good about themselves. It is a choice. That's what I'm going to say is your choice. I do think with the Pastor Bryant thing, people, y'all spending too much time on this. And again, and I'm going to say to our black people, we are lost at this point for me. I told y'all that church is big business, right? And that we have moved from talking about the word of the Lord into how everybody's dressing, how everybody's being provocative. I just think y'all accepted this man, and this is what his second wife, but his 18, 20 children were okay with you. Stop being a
That's
hypocrite.
what y'all, yeah, that's what y'all talking
Miss
about.
Bookworm, that's what you're talking
That's what
about?
they, yeah, that's what they choosing to talk about. Man,
Yeah,
listen,
really. Listen. That's funny.
I am the wrong one to play judging on somebody's attire. Okay, because I do
You
tend
see,
to for
I didn't even answer the
yeah,
question because y'all already know.
no, because I have worn, and I have worn some things for shock value at different events and things like that. In my younger days, pre-married. Um, when I got married, I altered the way I dressed only because I don't think it was out of respect for my husband. It was just out of respect for how we were going out and how I was presenting myself as, as we were going on a couple. And there's been a couple of times that he has side-eyed me like, that's what you wearing or that's all you wearing and where's the rest of that? No, this is what we wearing. Come on, let's go. So I'm the wrong person. However, the pastor that addressed it, I want to speak on that. The pastor that addressed it in his pulpit during his sermon to his congregation that has nothing to do with Jamal Bryant. I don't think that Jamal's church was over top of his, under his leadership, shepherd. I don't even think they were connected. So now I'm looking at you. What made your spirit feel like you had to address that during your Sunday sermon and to your congregation, which tells me you were bothered by it? You were bothered by the dress because when you seen the dress, your dick jumped. And you didn't like that your dick jumped as somebody else's wife. Maybe your wife, the first lady, when she puts on her clothes, doesn't make your dick jump. Might not make anybody's dick jump. That's the kind of hate that I'm picking up, that kind of energy from the other pastor. That was your problem. Your problem was you're lusting after someone else and you feel all convicted in that. You lusted after that woman. You lusted after that man's wife. You lusted after the first lady of another church. You, not your wife, that's what that kind of energy was, because you felt the need to speak on it because it bothered you. You're jealous, you're hating, all of that rolled up into one. And I can't even remember who that pastor was, which also goes to show you barking all out. Nobody even knows you. Like you needed some 15 minutes of fame. You need, like my son says, you need some attention. The 18-year-old, the almost 18. Oh my God, I'm about to have 18. Anyway, like he says, you need some attention. And that's what I think the pastor needed, some attention. Weekday is, I agree with you 110%. Women dress for other women. They really do. And I love the dresses. And I mean, I thought I was the cat's meow in my 20s and early 30s. And I dressed like I thought I was the cat's meow. You know, like I said, I love the shock value. Was the shock value I love coming from the guys? No, because I could dress with a paper bag, a
Mhm.
potato sack, and what's that? That means nothing. That's why women dress for other women. You don't have to dress for a man to get a man. Nah, that's not how that works. It's just not. But for the women who felt the need to speak up so brazenly and so loudly, and it's the same. Oh, sorry, y'all. It's the same way. You're hating what, because you can't put that on, or that man's wife, that woman's husband looks at her with love in his. I'm sorry, my daughter is. I don't know if y'all can hear that. She's texting me. She
Mm-mm.
better beat it.
No, we
Um,
can't hear it.
and looking with
I
that,
can hear.
the women are jealous of what she looked like. Her man picked that. I'm sorry, her husband picked that outfit
No,
out
that's
for her.
okay.
He loved it. One thing Jamal likes is when women match his fly.
Yes.
And both of his wives have always matched his fly. And I've
Yes.
seen, and that's inside, outside the church, whatever the case may be. He has every right to go see, I need to go fly to wherever this guy's church is. He needs to see, let me holler at you.
Right.
Just him, just the two of you, because you felt the need to publicly, virally disrespect my wife's choice of dress, and all the rest of you biddies out there who were making all those same kind of noises and those same kind of. She wasn't sitting in the pulpit on Sunday morning. They were at a charity event or a fundraiser, whatever the case may be. And if she felt comfortable and if he felt just as proud as a peacock, because he was, that's how he struts his stuff with his lady on his arm, matching his
Right.
fly. That's what it was. And everyone who felt as though were against, and felt as though to publicly criticize, that's the kind of energy you're coming with about what someone else is wearing and what she should wear, and you're being loud about it. You're being loud, which tells me you're hating. It's a
Yep.
bunch of jealousy. It's just why? Because you can't wear it, or you just don't have someone, uh, other pastors lusting after you and things of that nature. Come on now, come on. Those are grown women doing grown women stuff.
Yep.
So mm-mm.
I
I'm
I
not.
yeah,
I
I
don't. I'm not with it. I'm not with it. And I
So
love, like, my favorite day of the year during fashion is that first Monday in May. I look forward to the first Monday in May when the Met Gala comes out and all of the fashions. And there is a difference between fashion and costumes and things like that. And the Met Gala brings that. So I sit and watch it like crazy. I love, love, love things like that. So you won't hear me publicly criticizing anyone for what they're wearing as long as they didn't harm anybody and isn't an educator. You don't have no business wearing stuff like that around the children.
right, and I think that's where
I'm
that's a
very
good,
careful about that.
yeah.
I'm very,
That's one
very
thing I
careful.
am. As both of you know, listeners, I don't know if you know, I'm probably the least conservative dresser on this panel here. um, I've always been that way. And while I do agree that women do dress for women, right, and not really for
Mm-hmm.
men, I really came about dressing the way I dress for me. I was a tomboy growing up, played basketball, and I was very, very skinny. And I remember this guy telling me that I looked like Naomi Campbell. I was like, well, I don't look like Naomi Campbell, but I'm tall like her and I'm skinny like her. And so I started wearing dresses. So anytime I wasn't on the basketball court, I was in dresses and I was in
Okay.
skirts and I started to like dress real feminine, just to kind of help out with my skinniness I had going on, right? So don't focus on me being skinny, focus on me, strutting myself like I'm a model. So, I got into fashion that way and started playing around with different things and how I like what looks right on my body and things like that. And I do sometimes wear things that might make people go, is she really wearing that? Ain't she a married woman?
Mm,
um but if I feel confident in it, if I feel pretty in it, I'm going to put it on. I don't really care what anybody else thinks. Now the one rule I do have is that I do make sure that I am covered up and presentable around children. And if I am out and about and say it's a couple's trip or something like that, I'm not
mm-hmm.
going to be dressing a certain way around somebody else's man. um because unfortunately I've had a couple of them be trying to holler at me. So I'm not trying to be that person, right?
And you can
So
temperature check that. You know how to,
mhm,
yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
So I do, I'm gonna still be me, but there's certain things I'm just not gonna wear if I'm gonna be around somebody's man. If it's a couple's event and I know I'm gonna be around a bunch of men, I'm not. I mean, Bookworm, you and I and our
Yeah.
husbands, we
Oh,
go on
yeah.
vacation all the time. I'm dressing a different way than I'm dressing when we on our girls'
I don't,
trips
right.
because
Oh, yeah.
it's a respect thing, right? And if
Yep.
I'm out, if I'm taking my kids to the beach when they were younger or to a pool, I'm not wearing my two-piece bikini to the pool that's got everything hanging out because there's other people's kids there and I'm just not doing that.
And that's a
So,
you thing.
right.
And morals and values that you carry within
Hmm.
yourself, and not everybody
Right,
does
right.
that.
But I mean, have I worn things like what Kyrie, I forgot how you say her
Of
name.
course, yes,
I've
Carrie.
worn a lot of things like that. I wear things like that probably on a
Yeah.
daily basis. I'm definitely always overdressed. Always. So and I have a lot of items that have lace and the nude undertone and all of that kind of stuff going on. And it does sometimes give the illusion that you might be half naked, right? Now, is that really I'm really going for? Not necessarily. I just like the design. I like how it looks, you know. So, I think that people are just putting too much attention to this. One thing I will leave us with, I think it's important as women, as young women, as from an auntie perspective, that you do what
Mm-hmm.
makes you feel good, and you dress for you. You dress to make yourself. And I always tell my daughters that when they're having a bad day, put on what makes you feel pretty. Go upstairs,
Yes.
change and put on something that makes you feel pretty. It will change your mindset. you
Yep.
know, and you have to be confident enough in whatever you choose that whatever, because somebody always gonna have something to say. I don't care if you cover from head to toe, somebody gonna have
Yep.
something to say. That's just what it is, because that's
Yep.
just the way human beings are these days. They just cruel. So
Yep.
you have to be confident enough in whatever you're wearing. And the one thing I'll say about Dr. Bryant is that she was confident in that outfit that she had on. Now, I will
As
be
she
honest.
should be.
Y'all know me. It probably would be something I would probably wear. I wouldn't have had no blue underneath it. It would have been black, but that's something I probably would have worn. Given a certain whatever certain event and whoever I'm with. You know what I'm saying? It First of all, y'all know I love me a one piece jumpsuit all day, every day. And then she
So
done
what
added
you
a
talking about?
train
The
to it.
concert one? The
Yes,
concert one, right?
yes,
Oh, okay.
yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, with the train, and y'all know that
That's the
that's my
one I was
outfit
just
all.
looking. I was trying to
That's my
look up.
outfit
Yup.
all day, every day. Now I wouldn't have worn the blue underneath it. I would have wore black, because I'm
Okay.
I'm about to be 50. I'm a classy lady, but but yeah, I mean, I don't see what that got to do with her being a clinical psychologist. Like, I'm confused. Like,
Nothing. Nothing.
make it make sense. And it's a Jeezy concert. It's a black tie Jeezy
Honey,
concert. Why wouldn't you mix the two? You know? I
I
don't know.
promise you,
A
I
little
want my
ratchet, but
son.
still black tie. I thought it was a great idea.
I'm dying to go. I am dying to go. Listen, my 18-year-old loves Jeezy. He graduates high school this year. Uh, I really want to go. He's going to have a leftover suit from the prom that I'm pretty sure we're going to be paying too much money for. So you might as well wear the shit twice. Like, come on,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. So, to each his own. I just say, my advice is to just, ladies, wear what makes you comfortable. Be confident enough in it to be expecting haters no matter what you're wearing, and
Oh
not
God, yeah.
care. You know what I'm saying? And dress for you. Yes, in a way we do dress for other women, because that's who seems to notice most of it, right? But you need to dress for you. Dress for what makes you happy, what makes you feel good. Like, I have my one daughter, she wears a lot of, dresses past her knees, they're A-line. She's real prissy. It makes her happy. She got pleats in her skirts,
Yeah,
and
that's her
that's
style.
her thing. She got polka dots up here, stripes down there, but she feels very confident. She's very excited about what she's wearing. That's all that matters. Like,
That's
where
it.
what makes you feel good. And I don't care what profession you are in. You should be allowed to wear whatever you want. Just because I am a preacher's wife, a pastor's wife, does not mean that I can't wear what the hell I want to a black tie fundraising gala. Like, if this is what I want to wear, this is what I'm going to wear. That don't
And no
that don't mean
humans
I'm,
were harmed. No humans were harmed. Like that's
you
all that
know.
matters at the end of the
And the
day.
goal was to make some money and to raise some money. And she
And they
raised, from my
did.
understanding, a ton of money. So
Ooh.
what the
Wow.
problem be? So
Wow.
that's what I got for that. So, as we know, you know, these people president, because he ain't mine. These people president, he out here doing the most. He out here, calling himself just taking countries and making them part of the United States. I don't know who the hell thought he told him he could do this shit, but whatever.
Nobody. He did. He told himself
So
he could
y'all
do it.
know, the latest thing that he did was he went on over there and got Venezuelans president and the wife, and then brought them on back to the United States, and
Have we
really didn't give
seen her
nobody.
yet?
No,
Weekday,
we have
have we
not.
seen her yet?
Who?
The wife,
The
I haven't
His
seen the
wife.
wife?
wife.
Yeah, I've
Mm-mm.
seen
No
the wife.
one's.
Yeah, because they showed.
They
Did
show
they
both
show
of
her
them.
yet?
You talking about Trump's wife?
No, no, no,
No,
no.
the Venezuelan's president's wife.
Yeah, because I saw them when they went to court when they
So
got
she was
arraigned.
there?
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Okay, so she
she was
did she
there.
was
She had.
there.
It's funny because she had She didn't have bruises. I think he had bruises. Somebody had
Okay.
some bruises. That was
They say that
question
they hit
mark.
their head. They said that they hit their
Huh?
head trying to escape. They claim they
Yeah,
hit their head trying to escape.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, all
So
right.
And really, the judge just only wanted to know their name, and he was like, "Listen, I'm still the president of Venezuela," and he said, "Sir, I just asked you your name." So,
because technically it
and
is just because you kidnapped him or whatever y'all calling it allegedly.
he say
Uh,
he's saying that they've
that
been
doesn't mean
kidnapped.
that he's still not the president. I
And
mean,
he said, but in court, they really just want to know your name. What's your full
right,
name?
right,
And so, and
right.
that's all the judge really cared about. He went on to say, he's the president, whatever. He said, "Sir, I just need to know your name. Is this who you said? Is this who they're
That's
saying you
it.
are?"
That's it.
And I saw his
I mean,
wife.
the
I mean,
people
his
over
face.
there are really happy about it. I mean,
Yeah,
I
I
you know, I
mean,
Yeah,
yeah,
understand he wasn't a
yeah. I
nice
mean,
person.
they say he
he
wasn't a
was
nice
god
person.
awful.
I
He
will
was
just say
awful.
this is that I mean, unless you get ready to ask the question, I think because those people don't know what's going on here, don't be too
They get
happy.
ready to find out.
Okay, because the bottom line is, you know what? The grass is all, we tell this to everybody in the world, and I know never understood why they don't listen. The grass is always green on the other side. Everybody's grass will turn brown.
Yep,
In the
yep.
wintertime, their grass will not grow. It happens every winter. We know the grass don't grow and it's not going to be green. And those
It's
are
gonna
for
be
a couple of
hard and
months.
nasty.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep.
And then the new year comes, and the new spring comes, and guess what we're doing? What we should be doing is nurturing that grass. I can tell you right now, the grass here in the United States of embarrassment has not been nurtured. In this whole entire year, we are struggling here, and I'm not saying that I'm not worried about the drugs that are coming in, but they're not coming in from Venezuela.
From
Let's be
there.
clear,
So,
y'all.
and I just
Them.
so my question actually was where I was leading to this is that with everything that's going on, you know our um airspace got shut down because of this, for a minute. So my question was more about, how do y'all feel about traveling abroad now, later, traveling by plane? Are you considering getting dual citizenship? There's a lot that's just going on within our country. Um, and so I'm
I
just
think the problem is
curious.
trying to get dual citizenship in another country. You got to follow. There's certain
Right,
guidelines that have to be done,
Right.
and I think that
right.
as they're seeing that people are trying to do that from the U.S., they're changing the guidelines, right?
Hmm.
That's what's going to happen, and it's going to make it harder for you to say, okay, like if I wanted to go to Canada, I have working papers in Canada, but if I wanted to become a dual citizen, I mean, the only good thing is I've never been a criminal, because in Canada they're not
Hmm.
accepting you if you've ever had a felony or
Right,
any criminal activities. But I would have to definitely establish quite a few things, and you have to establish that for months. It's not something that you can just go and say, "Hey, you know what? I'm just gonna come over and fly over here, and I need to become a dual citizen." I mean, the same as it is in the United States, how hard it is to become a citizen, it's
right,
just as hard in other countries. So I
right.
don't know if that's the case. But the other part of your
But is
question, the
that
first part,
something, because I mean, it can be done, right? And yeah, I understand that they're
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
changing things
yeah,
to make it a little
the
harder
guidelines are
because of
being changed.
because
Yeah,
of so much that's going on right now within the
yeah.
United States. But it can be done. I know a couple of people that have actually done it. So my
Expats,
question is
yeah.
to you, is that something that, a lot of people have thought about it, with everything that's going on about just going to a different country and starting new. Um and so, is that something that you've considered? And how do you feel right now about everything that's going on about flying? I know a lot of people since last year, this time, I feel like have have not been too comfortable with flying. And then now with everything going on, him, going out here and stealing countries, it's, taking countries, I don't know what we calling it.
He
Um,
better leave the resorts in Cancun and them places alone, cause damn it.
So my question is, with that happening now, how are y'all feeling about traveling out of the country? And would you
I have
prefer
a
to
I
couple
still
fly?
of
Would
would.
you prefer to be on a
vacations.
ship? Like,
I
what
still.
are your thoughts?
No, I still fly out of the country. I would still leave this country. I
Yeah,
would still
I
fly out of
we
the
still
country. I'm not.
have.
I still have
Yeah.
things to do, and I mean, for me as a consultant, I never know where I'm going to be asked to go. So I'm not going to say no. I'm not going to do it. I'm not fearful of flying out of the country. Um, I don't know if I'm fearful to even say that they would let me back in here. I don't know. It's
I
crazy over
know,
here.
right?
So I would say the dual citizenship. You are right. I have thought about moving to another country. I have.
Hmm.
And that is a consideration that I have thought about either moving to Canada. I've been employed in Canada. Like I said, I have working papers in Canada. So it's not like it would be hard for me to get and start looking for a job there and start working there. But I have thought about, maybe take a time out from this United States of embarrassment right now because it's just too much. So, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I,
I
one
have a
thing I'm
few.
gonna,
Oh, I'm sorry.
yeah. Go ahead, Bookworm.
No, I do have a few vacations already scheduled and flights already booked. And one of them is to Mexico. So I'm just we haven't changed our plans. We haven't even thought about them. We're just going to go with the flow because the reality is you don't know 1 week from the next, 1 day from the next. With this administration and with this world, and it's almost like a new world order. And NATO is he's shaking up the NATO's and all of that. I'm just gonna keep on keeping on. Really. I'm gonna keep my plans as long as, flights are going and coming and all of that. I remember when they were doing when Dominican Republic had the alcohol and all of those I think that was
I remember.
2019, and we had already had a family trip scheduled, and it was in the height height of all of that mess, and we still went. And I told my husband, if you want a beer, they have to pop the top, you have to have it. And we were just very vigilant and careful, about like you should be anyway on vacation. You're relaxed but still keep your head on the swivel. And so we've done things like that. I know that doesn't mirror anything that's going on right now, but nonetheless, yeah. I mean, we've traveled during pandemics and COVID and all of that stuff. So we just hope for the best and pray everything works out. Like you say,
Yeah.
we don't know 1 day from the next with this clown.
Yeah, I mean, I
But
definitely believe in, continuing to live my best life and enjoy my life. So I don't really live in a lot of fear when it comes to that kind of thing. Yes, you do need to be careful. So you don't need to be out here just wilding, right? So you do need to have some common sense. But yeah, I've never let it stop what I do. One thing I will say to our listeners is get the travel insurance. It don't cost you but a couple extra $100. You may never use it, but when you need it, it'll be there. So,
yeah, we
it's
get
something.
that.
And a lot of travel insurance, when you book the travel, there's certain insurance where it's like that one usually like, cancel for any reason that you have to book within like 20-21 days. But the regular travel insurance that will cover certain things like what happened to these people that were out here in the Caribbean over the weekend or whatever, it will cover that, the basic travel insurance, and you can purchase
Yeah.
that up until 72 hours before you catch that flight. There
Before
is
that,
no
yeah,
reason
that's the good
why
thing.
you cannot put that in your budget. Like, do not travel. If you spend it $3,000-4,000 on a vacation, you need to have some travel insurance because
Fully
you need to
agree.
be able to get back home. If for nothing else, you need to be able to get back home. That's how I look
Yep,
at it.
yep.
It's not like, oh, I'm gonna lose out my money if I get sick, or and you need it for getting sick. You get sick in somebody else's country, your health insurance
Ooh,
ain't paying for that, people. You do know that, right?
or
Like,
even, yeah, or even weather related. It doesn't look at all the hurricanes. I've
right.
had my sister-in-law was stuck in Jamaica a few years ago, and they had to find their own, they had to reroute and find their own airfare, book their own airfare back once it was
Mhm.
canceled. That's because they went through a third party to book it, and they lost their money. They didn't have travel insurance, and they lost that airfare money. They had to rebook to get home, and it was the way they all that was available, they wound up having to fly into one airport and then get a ride to another airport to just get their car. Things like that happen, and all of that can be reimbursed, and that's one less headache you have to worry about. So I agree.
Yeah, yeah. And even even when you book with a third party, there is a way for you to get travel insurance. Even if you go
Oh
through a
yeah,
third
you
party
should.
to get your travel insurance to cover that trip. So
Yeah.
just do your due diligence when make that part of your budget for a vacation, that you have some insurance, especially if you ain't got a credit card with thousands of dollars on it. You know what I'm
Sheesh.
saying?
No.
Like, you want to at least have your travel insurance in place, so that if you do have to spend your hard-earned money to get back home, it's going to get
Yeah.
reimbursed to you.
Right. Right.
Yeah. So, all right, ladies, it is so much to talk about, but we are not going to continue to dwell on the first 6 days of 2026. But we do need to get our we should have a bingo card this year, y'all. We should, all three of us should do
I
a
do
bingo
one.
card.
Yeah. I do one with the class, remember? So
Oh
we
yes.
when we got back yesterday, we had them. So now this is something that we spun it a little different this year. So what it is your goals, resolution goals, however you want to call them. And the kids had to do one that was school based and then one that was personal. Mine
Mm-hmm.
was get to work on. I said, mine is to get to here on time. I got to beat the bell. So that's my school one. And then they had to do a personal one. And this year, we did predictions on top of that. Before we
Yeah.
didn't, we just did their predictions. So now they're doing the personalized, and we're putting it all together. We're making a classroom bingo board, and then they're doing personalized ones. So yes, I am doing
Yeah.
one again this year. But I mean, God, what can you put on there?
I would have
And I
never
was
put
like, oh
I
my
I would have
gosh,
never picked we'd have stole somebody president, and I would have
you
never put
ain't
that on my
never
bingo
lied.
card.
No, no, so
I'm
much is
already not
going.
gonna be
I'm
able to
like,
call bingo.
you know what I'm gonna put
Mm-mm,
on
that's
my
okay.
bingo card? All four corners is gonna be lawsuit, 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 and all I'm gonna do is plug in a name, and
Yes.
that's it.
Yes.
Celebrity
Because I mean,
lawsuit. That's
all the
my
celebrity
corners.
lawsuits going on right
Yep,
now, child. Yes.
yep. That's
But
what I'm gonna put. Lawsuit.
I think that that's nice that you guys are doing the goal. So we do vision boards every year, my
Okay.
family and I. And this year we are doing a bingo card vision
Okay.
board instead of the regular vision board. So I think that's nice that the kids at the school are, that
Oh yeah,
they're
they
focusing on
love
their
it.
goals and stuff. I love that.
Yep.
So, but anyway, let's get into our first of the year. I know we did clean the laundry because we don't go into 2026 with dirty laundry.
We
Week
done
they didn't
washed
already
all the
said.
clothes by the 31st.
Listen, Week they already
That's
said she
right.
done washed all the laundry. So, but it's been 6 days, and like we said, it feel like 60. So I know we got some dirty laundry weekday. What's up?
And it
I
came in
got
on a
something.
full moon.
It came in during the holidays, but
Ooh.
I got it. It's called Break It or Mend It. Okay, that's what it says. It says Aunties. Auntie advice is needed. So many things have happened, and now I just want to settle in for peace. I'm 52-year-old divorcee, and this is where the story begins. 10 years ago, I found out my husband was cheating with my best friend.
Damn.
And to top it off, they have a 10-year-old son together. My best friend and I had been friends since we were in high school. We went to college together and got married a year apart. I married my college sweetheart, and she married my brother's best friend. I had two daughters, and she had a daughter and a son. Our daughters were the same age, but her son was much younger. 10 years ago, she was in a car accident, and when her husband got to the hospital, they said there was a gentleman in the car with her. That was my husband. She confessed everything to her husband, who contacted me since my husband was going into surgery. He broke his leg in multiple places. Things got real ugly real fast. Her husband was
Damn.
ready to fight my husband when he got out of surgery, and I started beating her ass in the ER. The police were called
Oh,
and
damn.
restraining orders were put in place. I filed for divorce immediately and moved out of town with my girls. That is the backstory. I moved back 2 years ago to be close to my mom since her health is not well and my brother needed help. Well, his best friend also got divorced and now we are dating. We've been very private about it in the spring. We've been, excuse me, very
Wait, say
private
that
about it,
part
but he
again.
wants to let, huh?
Say that part where she moved. Start with her. She moved at her mama because her mama was sick and she
I
moved
moved
back.
back 2 years ago to be close to my mom since her health
Mm-hmm.
is not well and my husband
Mm-hmm.
and my, excuse me, brother needed help. Well, his best friend also got divorced and now we are dating. We've been very private about it, but he wants to let everyone know. His daughter is getting married in the spring, and he wants me to be his plus one. I asked if his ex wife will have a problem with me being there, and he said
Okay.
that we
That's
should
what I
make
wanted to
amends.
know.
Yeah,
Was
okay.
this the
He said,
ex-wife's dude?
that's right, it is.
Okay,
Okay,
gotcha.
all right. And he said that we should make amends. He said he has let go of his anger and has moved on, and I should do the same. Would
Mm.
you reach out to her or would you continue to hold a grudge? By the way, the two cheaters did not get together. They both ended up with other people and she got remarried. That is the letter. Okay.
What
So the
was the
real question
question?
was,
I forgot.
would you reach out to her to make
Oh,
amends or would you continue to hold the grudge? Okay.
oh.
And I think her last statement was just to say her ex-husband moved on. He didn't end up with her, with the girl, the
Anyway,
best friend. Anyway,
but they
so
got a child
my
together. Wait, where's the kid? Is the kid anywhere in these two relationships? No, right? That was with the other girl in the okay.
that's
Oh
yeah,
boy,
okay. So
and
so
I
let's
ain't
get
even
it.
smoke.
Let's do a recap. Her best friend has a 10-year-old by her ex-husband. Period. In the story.
Yes.
That's what we'll say. She is now dating her best friend's ex-husband. Okay. Which it sounds a little Peyton place right here because that's her
Yeah.
brother's best friend. Okay.
Gotcha.
So the question again, would I hold a grudge or would I reach out to her? The answer is hell no, I'm
Yeah,
not reaching out to the bitch.
she still got a
Okay.
10-year-old kid by my ex-husband, don't she?
Well, I think the kid must be older than that now. I think
She
this
got a
happened 10 years
kid by
ago.
my
But she
ex-husband, right?
ex-husband,
We're
yeah.
never
But she has
speaking
a kid about
again.
my okay.
We're never
So
speaking again. That's it.
for me, my answer is no. I'm
Mm-mm.
let me tell you, I think I can forgive my ex-husband faster than I forgive your ass. Yes, I could. You know
Yeah,
why? We
I
got
think,
kids together.
yeah,
And
yeah,
I got to get, and that's why her ex husband could say that because they had the daughter together. So they had to get past that in order to be able to co parent or
right,
whatever they were
right.
doing. So for
I agree.
me, I'm going to be really honest with you. That's great for them. That's beautiful for him and her because they had to do that.
Right,
I
I
don't have
agree.
to do that for her.
Nope,
Now,
nope.
will I show up to the wedding as his plus one? Of course, I'm going to the wedding as his plus one.
Yep,
If he wants me there, I'm going to be there, and I'm going to be cordial. But we will never be friends like that. I don't even want to sit at the table and break bread with your ass, bitch. But since your ex-husband is taking me, I guess we'll have to look at each other across the table. But it's not. I don't think for me. I mean, personally, I don't feel like she should have messed with the woman's ex-husband. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, the relationship it was her brother's best friend, so they've known each other for years. So
For
you just
years.
don't know.
Yep.
She like she said, I'm a 52-year-old divorcee. At that point, she's probably saying it's been 10 years since I've really been in a committed relationship, whatever that case may be. And this guy is showing me some attention, and he understands my heartache. He's already been there with me to see what has happened, and we both are ready to move on solidly. But no, bitch, I will never be friends with her. We will never speak like that again. We will be cordial, hi, bye, and that's it. No, you got, first of all, for me to be friends with you, and the whole time when people do these kind of things, I always think you've been fiending after my person this whole time from day one. That's who you wanted to be with. Because if that's not the case, why would you hook up with my ex-husband? I mean, why would you hook up with my husband when we're
Husband.
friends?
Yeah. Right.
A true friend doesn't do that. Then maybe
I'm
I should
good.
have not been calling you. And I think that's what everybody needs to walk away with. And this is why I read this particular letter, because we need to walk away thinking, who really are your friends? Because you call we need to stop using that word so fluidly and saying, oh damn, my friend. No, a bitch
Very
that will fuck
loose.
your husband is not your friend. I don't give a shit
Right.
what the reason was. I don't care if they were drunk. I don't care if you fell on hard time and he was comforting you. No, the fuck not. Because I'm not going to do it to you. And I just feel like they have nothing to talk about at this point. We can go. I could dance. You can enjoy your daughter's wedding. I will be there for you because I am your plus one. But after that, his daughter's older. So I mean, she's
That's
getting married.
okay.
She's older, so we don't have to spend time together. It's not like there's
Oh yeah,
visitation or whatever.
that's his
We ain't
daughter.
got
Yeah,
nothing to do
that's
together. So
mm-mm.
the daughter is his. The son, remember,
Yeah, yeah,
is
yeah, yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah, yeah. They have
So
nothing to do
we
with
don't
that.
have
Yeah,
we
go.
have no reason to mess around and see each other. That one occasion, if I got to see you at the wedding, I'm going to suck it up, Buttercup. That's how I feel about it. But yes, I'm gonna hold a grudge. Miss
Oh,
Bookworm.
I've ended friendships for less.
Hmm.
So there's that. And I ditto, ditto, ditto all the way what you said. Yes, because no, we have why? You still have like you have it that cheating. I honestly think I can get past having another kid. I am the Wendy Williams of it all. I can't put up with that. Can't that's the deal breaker. What if she still has a child by my ex-husband? We don't have any words. No, no, no. And that child, nope. I'll talk to that child. I'll become cool with that child before I even lay my hands and because the child, you know what I mean? Like,
Hmm.
nah, I'll make amends with my ex-husband's child with my best friend before I even part my lips for either one of them again. and that's word is bond. Nah, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say this because of the way she asked the question. I am one of those people. Y'all know me. I don't hold grudges. So I'm gonna forgive. I'm not gonna forget. But I'm not holding on to a grudge because that's gonna affect my health. That's gonna affect my sanity. I'm not holding on to no grudges. So I don't f with you, but I ain't holding no grudge because grudge takes energy, right? So I'm not doing that. But to answer your
Y'all can have
question,
that energy. Y'all
Hmm.
can have it. I got
listen, I
more
got
Hmm.
energy to
ulcers,
get.
okay? I can't afford to be holding no grudges.
Me too.
I'm forgiving and moving on, okay? Like what you do is your business. You're not gonna keep you're not gonna keep no hold on me. I can't. But
Child, the stars
what
don't
I will
align for me
say,
like that.
that don't mean I'm effing with you now. Don't and y'all know I didn't.
Mm-mm.
And listen, bookworm, you know I done let plenty of
Yeah,
folk go. I ain't effing with them no more. But I ain't holding no
yeah.
grudges because I don't have the space for that. But
Mm.
so I just wanted to put that out there as I answer this question. I'm not holding no grudge, but I am not picking up no phone to make no amends with a woman that was my friend since before I met my husband, before I didn't went to
Yep.
college, before I didn't had some children. That's been my ace boo, and you did this shit to me. And the only
We
reason
should
I
have
found
been.
out is because y'all done got into a car accident. So not only is you cheating, the baby 10 years old, and you still with my man. Oh no. Oh no. So no, there's no reconciliation needed. First of all, that's you and his child. We ain't got nothing to do with that child. There is no reason on God's green earth that I need to reconcile anything with you. So I'm going to the wedding because this my man, my man, my man. I'm gonna be there with him. I dare you to say something to me
And I'm gonna
because
be
y'all know my
dressed to the
mouth reckless.
nines.
But I
And I'm gonna be
exactly,
dressed very
I'm gonna be
inappropriately.
listen, listen. Where where Pastor Brian's wife get that dress from? Okay, I'm gonna be dressed to the nines.
Mm,
Okay, but um, I'm not saying nothing to you. You better not say nothing to me. I'm not reconciling shit. That's between you and your ex-wife. And like weekdays, I think said, y'all, the child that you and her have together is grown. There is really nothing that the two of you need to be conversing and talking about anyway. The
nope.
child is grown and
Mm-mm.
married. I only
Mm.
got to talk to my kid. I don't need to talk to you about anything for the rest of my life. What do I need to go reconcile with your ex-wife for? I don't F
Mm-mm.
with her.
No.
Period. End of story.
And
So
never will.
that's my answer to you. Go enjoy, and you better have a good old time. You better be smiling and kikiing it up and laughing and having you a good. Don't let that girl steal your shine. Have you a fabulous time at that wedding, but she better not say nothing to you.
And another thing.
Mm-mm.
And another thing. Hold on. Damn, I lost it. Shit, it was a good one too. Because I was gonna tell
I
her to
think
do
my
some dumb
problem
shit
is
at the wedding.
no, no. Let me just say this: when it's my best friend, you know shit about me that nobody else I may ever tell, and for you to be that low down and fucking dirty,
Yeah,
that's
because you know
why
where
I
the
can hold a
bodies are
grudge.
buried. Yeah.
You know, yeah, you know where the skeletons are hiding, right? You know
Hmm.
things that I haven't told, I wouldn't tell nobody else on the face of the earth, but maybe you,
Oh,
because
I
you were my
remember now.
bestie. And
I got to write it down before I
I
forget.
just think that when you make me question who you are, I can never forgive you. I'm just gonna be honest with you because the history is too big. The history goes way back before we met these men. The history is deeper than we could ever talk about. And so no, I can't go back to thinking about making amends with somebody. And then you were greasy enough to have a child with my husband, and y'all keeping it a secret, and y'all got some other man thinking that that's his child. Nah, we done. Mm-mm. We over.
Okay, I remember. I remember. I remember. So go to this wedding and have a good time. However, after that, don't, if he was to ask me one more again about making amends after I'd have made myself clear, then now you and I have a problem. Because why you so
Yeah.
beat on me making amends
Hmm.
with your ex? Well, now
That you
now
have a
you done pissed
grown
me off.
that you have a grown
Right.
Grown
adult
Well,
child.
child.
I
I
gotta
could
make
see if that
amends.
kid was 10 years old and y'all got to
Hmm.
co-parent and you gonna be in my life and I need for y'all to kind of get along so that we can co-parent. That I might would understand, but I'm still gonna be like, no. But a grown kid,
No,
first of
no,
all,
don't
why are
ask me
you talking
again.
to her?
No, don't ask me no more again. I'm not making amends. You know where I stand on it. Now, if you bring it up now or later, you're going to wish you didn't, because that's it. That's it. Because I said what I said. And
Hmm.
now you really want me to. And I don't know what your reasoning is after I done already told you my boundaries were already set. And now you want me to still, compromise my own feelings and my own beliefs and what I want to do for what?
Mm-mm.
So we can be all this one big happy kumbaya family? Nah,
Mm-mm.
take your 52-year-old self and go find someone else who doesn't have excess baggage. There's somebody around.
Yep.
There's somebody
Mhm.
around in that hometown of
Woo,
yours.
child. That was
Go to
listen.
Wawa.
That was. Well, I hope that we were able to give you some sound advice and that you go and you have a fabulous time at this wedding and fuck that bitch
Yeah. Early.
respectfully.
Early.
Um
With a smile.
All right. So, if you have a question for the three aunties that you need answered, please feel free to email us at threeauntiesandamic@gmail.com. DM us at any social media platform of your choice at Three Aunties and a Mic. The three is spelled out THREE. For those that are our loyal listeners, thank you so much for always holding us down. Happy New Year. We are excited about what this year is going to bring. For those that are new, don't be strangers. Like us, subscribe. Don't miss a single episode. You can catch us on your favorite streaming platform as well as YouTube.
Yes.
And until next time, ladies, peace and love.
We love you, nieces and nephews.
Smooches. Okay, we don't have any music. Mr. Producer Man. Mr.
Did he
Producer
go to
Man.
sleep? Did he go
So
to
we start
sleep?
we started 2026 off the same way we ended 2025.
Man
Mr.
went to sleep.
Producer Man. I
He
have
sleep.
a I have a pre-roll waiting for me. May I
Oh,
go
there he
now?
moved.